Hello everyone and welcome to Build the Terminator parts 15 and 16. I've forgotten what I was going to say now. That was it. I was going to say I forgot to buy a thinner screwdriver than this, which looks like I'm going to need. So I'm going to try and stay up long enough for home base to open. Get down to home base. I think it's probably 10 o'clock while I'm half asleep. Look for a new screwdriver and then hopefully I'll be sorted for the rest of the build. But until I do that, let's have a look at 15. And 15, we're doing what we did the other side, the side of the head, I think, detail, along with another finger. This is going to be fun. Oh my god, do you see that? It's telling me to use tweezers and a cocktail stick on the other picture to apply the glue to the end of the fingertip, just to keep the fingertip on the end. Well, I'm not going to be doing that, because the way I've done it before, with my trusty super glue, very carefully of course, seems to work fine. So that's what I'm going to do there. Oh my god, suddenly it's telling us to handle everything with the tweezers. Why? Why would you need to do that? I'm going to put this into this with my bare hands. And look, it works. So now I need to screw that in. I mean, you put metal against plastic and you squeeze metal against plastic, it's going to scratch it. So my best advice, if you're building this yourself, is to not use tweezers when handling most of the parts, because you will probably damage them. Okay, that's in there nicely. And now I'm going to do the finger, and to be honest, I would find it fairly pointless and boring for you to watch me do 10 fingers. Well, 8 fingers and 2 thumbs. 1 thumb. 2 thumbs. So I'm going to put this finger together, but not with tweezers and not with cocktail sticks. Going to do it my way, and I'm definitely not going to sing that. Okay, I'm so tired, but only emotionally. I've finally got the last finger to stay on, and I don't care if it never moves again, because the design of this is awful. The irony is, the easier they've tried to make it for you to get the finger joints to stick together, the harder it is to put them together. I could not get that sleeve through the final joint. I ended up thinking it would be a great idea to carve out the edges so that I could then fit it through the top. Nope. What that did was end up squeezing the plastic sleeving so that you could never ever get that to go flush with the hand. Then I got rid of the plastic sleeve altogether, and then it was just falling apart every single time. Then I put a slit in the sleeve and I salvaged most of it, and then so it's not going through the top anymore, it's only going through that bit, so it's hanging on for dear life. I've had to use excess amounts of super glue because no, putting a spot of super glue on the pin will not hold it in place. I don't know why they've told you that. So that is the end of a very stressful part 15. Just to think, the good news is I've got to go through this all over again. Doesn't that fill you with joy, knowing that? Anyway, let's see what's in part 16. Okay, in this part we are doing we're starting the assembly of the forearm, so it actually looks quite exciting. There's no fingers involved, which is definitely a bonus for me right now. So I'm taking this piece, which is apparently from part 7, and sticking this weird rubber circle, almost fan-like thing onto the end of it. We got 4 little tiny pillars in the rubbery plastic thing, 4 holes I have to match it up with the other part. Surely nothing can go wrong. Oh, there we go. It's in there. Quite why I had to use some tweezers to do that. Did you have to use some tweezers to do that? Slightly unnecessary. Then you're sticking this new bit onto this bit, and now I see what they're doing. It twists. So I'm guessing that's to pose your little Terminator. And then they want you to actually align these pieces like so. So the line matches up to the circle. Quite why, I'm not entirely sure yet. And then there's this weirdest instruction that shows a black bulbous thing, which doesn't look like anything that I've actually got. So why show something that literally isn't there? I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, then you have to put these into there. And the way you do that is by matching up that slot. That slot. That slot in the top with the slot right there in the roof, so that it's in the right way. And bosh, didn't I make that look easy? I wasn't at all practicing earlier. And then you have to screw these in with the biggest screw you can find, and one of these little metal ones, so not the black ones, little washer around the screw. And there you go. It's a lot less fiddly than I thought it was going to be. It's in there. It's a bit stiffer than I hoped it would be as well, but at least it's on there. I don't really understand why they want you to line it up before you screw it in, but there you go. Alright, next they want you to take one of these remaining 3 pillars and put a little black rubber washer on the end of it and screw it in with a 6mm silver screw. And you have to do that 2 more times after this. And cleverly, I chucked my little black rubber washers on the previous page and then turned over the page. Yes, I really am that clever. So I've got to go and find the other 2, and once I have, I will have all these screwed in. And there we have it. All 3 are complete. It does say the rubber washer needs to still turn on the end, and I'm happy to confirm that it does. And so that's it. I just love the way they end these. It says, stage complete. The lower arm is beginning to take shape. And you're like, what is it? Well, you just told me to do these, but then you just left them. It left me hanging. It's like one big cliffhanger, this build, I think. But anyway, that looks a bit more interesting. It does even sound very plasticky though, unfortunately, because I think the only bits that are metal are these, and of course the screws, obviously. That being said, that was parts 15 and 16. I hope you enjoyed watching them a little bit more than I enjoyed making them, because my god, I don't know what I'm going to do about the next hand. I might even get in touch with them and ask them for another rubber piece. Who knows, but then I'd have to prise that off. And I've now super glued the nail into the plastic, or the top bit into the plastic. I guess that's unsalvageable, but at least it's not wobbly. It's nice and stiff, so should be alright. It's not a total disaster. Still moves. I'll let the glue set really solid now for a good couple of weeks or so. We'll see. I tightened the thumb, and that's a little bit tighter now. It's not so floppy. As you can see, I don't know if you remember before, that would have just flopped straight down, but now it doesn't. It's going to do that now I've said it, isn't it? No, it should be okay, or a lot better than it was. As for the rest, oh my god, it's not been the most fun doing the hand. It's been the least fun doing the hand so far, but who knows what I'm going to come up against in the future. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to my new subscribers as well. Unfortunately, I can't remember your names right now. One had a little Pikachu in their avatar. That was interesting. But thank you for your subscriptions and Feel free to subscribe if you like what I'm building. Feel free to not subscribe if you don't like it. Thank you for watching, and I'll meet you back here next time.